Hi, welcome to Austrian Yemi's channel. Today I want to talk about Elizabreth. Now, there's a YouTube channel called Vice, and you meet Elizabreth. Elizabreth was she has been homeless for a long time, and she has a bit of mental stability, something going on with her as well. And let me draw up her story. Now, let me show you on the screen to make it easier so you can see what I'm talking about. So this YouTube episode was called Shelter. It's quite a very deep thing showing homelessness in New Orleans. Initially, this is where it's set. So you meet this young lady here, the one in the picture, and you meet others as well. And she is homeless and she has so many different things going on. She turns abusive, but I think the reason why she turns abusive is only when when people will deal with her funny or whatever. And the only reason I'm talking about her because in my follow-up ones there's a mental health thing, and she ideally suffers with mental health as well. So I'm going to read a documentary called Shelter needs 72 hosts. This is the screaming. Black American homelessness is real in Houston in 2015, and there were 332 homeless youths in Houston, both black, Hispanic, and white. These are children with the right help and guidance. They can have a better chance of life. Earlier I said that someone who was helped by Covent House as a team had a huge impact on my life and motherhood. This wonderful human being became a good friend of mine and helped me through some really uncertain times. She holds a master's degree and her children are both in university. And as she and her husband prepare for an empty nest, there's a powerful testimony to work to support and help these places like Covent House can provide. But we need to know more, and why I would love is 72 more people in Houston join me. So this is about the screening of Shelter. Let me see if I could find the other one, because there's another one. There's another one. I think this is the one. Oh, it does that. Okay. Okay, I found it. Right, here's a better picture of Elizabreth. So, here we go. In Shelter, Vice journeys to New Orleans to tell the story of teen homelessness from the point of view of the staff and residents of Covent House, America's largest non-profit shelter that has been on the front lines protecting the lives of at-risk young adults for more than 40 years. The documentary, directed by brothers Brent Craig Ronard and the same team of Peabody Award-winning filmmakers behind the Viceland series Last Chance High. Produced by Michael K. Williams, The Wire puts a face on an epidemic of youth homelessness in America. In the film, we learn about the day-to-day struggles of how the staff of Covent House and New Orleans location is committed to keeping the most vulnerable members of society from all walks of life off the streets, many of whom are survivors of sex trafficking, physical abuse, mental health illnesses, addictions, and have been abandoned by their families. Homelessness is a perversal problem that affects more than 500,000 people in the US every day, according to the US Department of Housing, Urban Department. The number of homeless people increased nationally last year for the first time since 2010 in Louisiana, where the film takes place. HUD reported at least 300 total homeless people stateside in 2017. Despite the challenges they face, the youth in the film remain resilient and hopeful under the counselors at Covent House. While in the program, youth are provided with safe short-term housing, medical care, food, educational courses to prepare them for the future careers. In order to provide these fundamental services for the population, Covent House needs your support. So, from what I researched, Covent House is not around no more. It doesn't exist no more. So people like Elizabreth, if I can show her a bit more, people like Elizabreth will probably never get these kind of services or of sorts. So I'm going to show another screen. So thousands of homeless teens now have somewhere to celebrate their holidays. So despite our broken and unfunded child welfare system, community groups like Covent House are providing much more needed support at the emotional time. So they talk about one called Sarah, because I talk about Elizabeth. Sarah's mother abused her from the age of 3 to the age of 7. The abuse was so bad that she was removed from her home and placed with her aunt. When she was 10 years old, her aunt died of cancer. Sarah was forced to move back in with her mom, a mentally ill, drug-addicted child. Her mother didn't really want Sarah, her own daughter, but she took her one reason only. Sarah came with a check. Sarah ensured her mother's abuse and beatings that once again continued for years. Her mother's boyfriend's friends even joined in. Sarah was sexually assaulted, raped. Finally, unable to enjoy the pain any longer, Sarah ran away to Covent House. Sarah arrived at our front door, shell-shocked, afraid to open her mouth, and in dark depression. Our team knows that cases like Sarah's take time to build the critical trust. You have to start slow. Sarah has been receiving lots of counseling from our dedicated group of professionals and lots of love from everyone. The healing has begun. Our broken and unfunded child welfare service has now protected them, nor helped them to heal, nor helped them to begin a new life. So they're putting out a call for that one. Over the past few months, we as a country have witnessed a strong women and men stand up and proclaim they are no longer going to be silent to the pain and as- anguish caused by their recent and past experiences, sexual harassment and assault. These silence breakers, some famous, most unknown, was recently named Persons of the Year by Time magazine to relieve their past traumas and that have haunted them for years have taken tremendous courage. Surely opens has brought back feelings of embarrassment, loss, abandonment, humiliation, guilt, anger, denial, all the stages that come with grief. Sadly, at Current House, we worked with over 100 young people a day who have been abused, assaulted, or raped. Far too many of our kids were sexually abused as young children, and all too often by parents, relatives. We are we as a society have continually failed them by not removing them immediately. Our broken and underfunded child welfare system has not protected them, nor helped them to heal, nor helped them to begin anew. And the day they turn 18 in Louisiana, our foster care system shows them the door. Years of abuse, violence take a toll over on our young people, often causing mental, physical disabilities. 85% suffer from PTSD or profound trauma. They often turn to drugs and alcohol to self-medicate the pain and similar. I am sure too many of today's sexual harassment and assault victims and survivors, alone on their own on the streets with no place to sleep or eat, they turn to petty crime, dealing drugs, sleeping with someone in order to have a roof over their heads. 25% of our young people end up victims of human trafficking or sexual labor. Our kids deeply understand sexual harassment and sexual assault, but they will never end up on the cover of Time magazine. They are modern day orphans left to fend for themselves. Many of their futures are filled with stunts in jail or prison, stays in mental health hospitals, far too many nights in adult homelessness shelters. They are not the kind of places where true healing takes place. Right. Sarah will celebrate Christmas with her Covent House family this year. She now has plenty of aunties, uncles telling her how proud they are of her. In addition to our children, a large percent of our amazing, very understanding staff has been victims of sexual abuse and assault. Under the tree on Christmas, so they obviously did this during Christmas. Now, Elizabeth apparently had a baby. So I think that's the update I've seen of her. She had a baby, and she was meant to go back to the shelter, and they said they haven't seen her. They've been looking for her, but they haven't seen Elizabeth nowhere. Elizabeth was the most one that stands out in the Vice YouTube program, because she had so much things wrong with her. Let's get her face bigger. I don't know if I can get her face bigger. She had so much progress, so much problems is unreal. So there was a lot of work they had to deal with her. She just went for a whole heap of things. I think I'm gonna play one of her at the shelter when she first comes to the shelter, and you just hear her voice and the different changes she goes through. But I will put the link to that Vice shelter one, so you can take a look at it if you haven't seen it. So I'm just putting this out because I was really curious what happened to her. You know, as I did watch this a long time ago, and Elizabeth was the one who mostly stand out of all the rest. She had so much things going on. The other youths had a lot of things going on as well, but she seemed to have a lot more going on, so much more going on, and they was really trying to help her. But when I saw on one article, I think that she had a baby, I was like, wow, she had a baby, and they was trying to find out how she is and all that. But they did actually do a little YouTube saying if anybody's seen her, to let them know, and so that she can come back to the shelter so they can help her more. So I'm gonna go find it now, actually. Okay, let me mute.
This your Facebook page? Mm-hmm. All those pictures, where are they from? What year?
To like 2012 to 2000. This year's 15?
So this is Elizabeth talking right now. She has a very small voice. She has a very, very small voice, but she is very powerful. Believe that in spirit. She's a very powerful spirited young woman. So listen to her as she talks to the interviewer and how she interacts with him, and she's very, she gives the answers. She does. She's not totally gone. She's gone, but she's not totally gone until she gets her high. Then she's totally gone. But yeah, listen to her.
It's 15, right?
2012, 2014.
Yeah. How old were you?
I was like 17. Good days, peaceful days, just days that was just good to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was proud of myself and happy, you know?
Elizabeth now says she's back. I think she'll be all right. It's just going to take some time. And everybody's just going to have patience with her. But she's not that same young lady that I knew when I first met her. And that's the Liz that I miss. That person is not here anymore.
Excuse me, can I see a blanket? I'm trying to learn to trust people and to love them again. Gotta learn to trust them and to love them. Because I don't trust nobody. I've been through a lot when I was a child. You know what I'm saying? I just been through a lot. And I still loved everybody. Ain't take me down. Ain't nothing took me down. I didn't care. If you hit me, if you try to hurt me when I was a child, I still loved you. It was just so crazy because I just forgave you just like that. And I don't understand judgmental people. I don't understand them at all. I don't understand how they just, I feel like they dumb. Like they can't solve a problem.
You think you're gonna stay inside for a while, staying here in the Covenant House?
I think I'm gonna get myself together. I think I'm gonna stay inside. I don't know. I think I'm gonna stay inside though.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
For a little while. Like at nighttime.
Yeah.
Smash your quota every quarter with Vidyard. It's my go-to sales tool.
You booked that meeting yet? We need more pipe.
So right now, if we're looking at mental behavioral health issues, right, we've got to tap into
Miss Archie? Thank you so much.
I was trying to get it open for you before you came up, but you don't have a lock on it.
Did everything.
When they gonna come and see me?
About what?
Just to talk?
Can I do that tomorrow? Okay, thank you. All right. Hell, you don't gotta worry about watching your back all the time. You know what I'm saying? I just need to get myself together. I know people tired of seeing me like this. I'm tired of seeing myself like this. You know, I don't be knowing what to do. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm be trying to figure out what to do in my life. And I don't really know what to do. I could start off by going to get my ID and getting a job, but I've been saying that for a long time. And I ain't never gonna do nothing. And I don't understand why I don't do it. You know, so I get emotional. Then I don't understand why I don't do the things that I need to do to be a normal person. You know, I don't understand why I don't do the normal things. I don't know what's going on. I need to get my mind right. You know, I do normal things like a normal person. I kind of lost my mind a little bit on the streets, you know. Lost the way of life or something, like my way of life. I don't know. I can't make no excuse for me not doing what I need to do. I just need to do it.
In 5 seconds, you can skip this ad. What you can't skip is climate change, but there is something you can do.
Elizabeth had come a long way. We lost track of each other for a little over a year. And then one day she just showed up in my office. Hey, Mr. Jim. And she explained to me that she was now a mother. She was living in a nice apartment in the 7th Ward. She was so excited. 2 or 3 months ago, she came to see me to let me know it had been 18 days, clean and sober. I, of course, told her how proud I was of her. told her how much I loved her and Georgia, and that I look forward to seeing her tomorrow for day 19. She didn't come. I haven't seen Elizabeth in months. I've called lots of folks who are out on the street. I've called different social workers, different programs. We've gone looking for her. To no avail. I don't know where she and Georgia are. If Elizabeth was here, she would ask you to pray for her and Georgia.
So, as you can hear, that they put out an update on Elizabeth. She had a baby, like I said, and they're trying to find her, and they're waiting for her to come back to the shelter. But I hope she is well where she is, because she had a whole baby. Like, when you see this little girl, you're just like, wow, she had a baby. But um they obviously helped her a little bit with her traumas and stuff, and hopefully she's at peace where hopefully she is just she's just good. Hopefully she's good. I really hope she's good. And I think they're saying that this place doesn't exist no more. I think that's what it is, but I'm hoping it still exists, so that other children who's going through stuff what she went through can go to this place, because they're definitely in the vice in the shelter. You see the educational, where they make sure that they have educational, that their CVs are up to date and all that. So I don't know whether the C19. I know C19 has interrupted a lot of stuff, and I hope Elizabeth is all right where she is. So I just want everybody to send out good energies to her wherever she is. Her name's Elizabeth, Georgia. So let me see if I can get a picture of her. Hold on a minute. Yeah, if you've seen her around, she's in New Orleans. She's a resident of New Orleans, so she's had a little one, as you can see, and hopefully, if you do see her, you know, she probably needs help or something. I'm not even sure. I mean, she looks well here. She looks really well here. She looks better than she looked in the program itself. You know, and she is an amazing young lady on a whole, and she probably needs to be told that many times. And she's probably got this. She's probably got this. But the guy was saying in the update that how they haven't seen her, or maybe she was meant to come back and she didn't come back. So hopefully Elizabeth Georgia is okay. Her and her baby is okay. You know, because she's still young. You know, so yeah, I just thought I put out this thing for Elizabeth. As I'm doing the mental health series, and she is one of them who I know who had a mental breakdown in many ways, and you know, I just hope she's okay wherever she is. You know, they always say you have to look home before you look abroad, but there's only so much you can do when you're in your own home. Sometimes you can help people on the outside better than you can help your own and on the inside. So yeah, so please put a comment, and I'll put in the description the shelter documentary, and you can take a look and you can see Elizabeth how she was before she had her baby. So with that said, I'm not going to be on here long. Have a good day, have a good afternoon. See you. Bye.